Hi everyone, my name is Mary and welcome back to Gwen Inc. Today in this video we are going to do the granny star. I know I haven't posted anything since before Christmas of last year of 2024, but I finally figured out what I wanted to do for this year, and it's called the star, because I feel like this is going to be an awesome year and we are all going to be little stars. So I wanted to crochet this one. It's supposed to be in the shape of a diamond. I'm just trying to, there we go, finally figured it out. So this is the top of the star and this is the bottom. I kind of had to turn it a couple of times to figure out which way was which. This one is going to be a granny diamond. It's still going to be like a granny square. You can still put it in blankets and all sorts of stuff, but I had to do it in the shape of a diamond because I wanted the star to be up like this. Alrighty, so I still am going to have lots of projects this year. I have a lot working on in the background. I don't know if that came out right. I'm working on a lot of projects in the background right now, and they should be out shortly. Okay, without further ado, let's get into Saturday Granny Star. And don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying this video, and don't forget to scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you can see more tutorials such as this one and others I will do in the future. Alrighty, so we're going to make this quick for the tools. I think you already know. You need a pair of scissors to cut off your strings. You're going to need a crochet hook. I'm using the 5.5mm crochet hook. You need a yarn needle to sew in all your strings. And the yarn that you're going to need is going to be green and yellow. And both of these are going to be red heart. I lost this little sleeves that go with these, and I've had them for a while, but I'm sure you could find, oh, what's that? Sorry about that. I'm sure you're going to be able to find any green yarn that you would like or any yellow yarn. Normally you can get this one in the spring. Okay, so let's get into the tutorial of the Saturday Granny Star. The first one we are going to be starting with is going to be yellow, so we can make the star, and then we will use the green to make the diamond that goes around the star. Alrighty, so in order to make the star, you're going to make a slip knot. We're going to try something a little different. They're called bobble stitches, and I'll show you how to make them. So you're going to make your slip knot, wrap your yarn around your two fingers like this, pull them out of that loop that you just made, and then put your yarn tail behind that loop. And then you're just going to go under. You're not literally going to go into the loop, you're just going to go under the yarn and pull tight. Okay, so we are going to make a circle using a chain 4. So you're going to yarn over and pull through. Make your chains a little bit loose, and in order to do that, just kind of pull up on the chain like this. You're giving it a little slack. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and this one is 4. The loop on your hook never counts as a stitch. Okay, you're going to go back to the very first chain from the beginning of the round, and you're going to put your hook right in there. Grab your working yarn and pull through. You got 2 loops, and pull right through that next loop. Move your yarn tail out of the way. We're going to be making bobble stitches instead of the normal double crochet, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Okay, so this is how you make a bobble stitch. You're going to chain 1, you're going to yarn over, go into your circle, grab your working yarn and pull the loop. It's just like if you're doing a double crochet, but you're not going to finish it. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2, and you have 2 loops on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over, go back into that circle, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Then you're going to yarn over and only pull through 2 of those loops. You have 3 loops on your hook. We're going to do this one more time. Yarn over, go into your circle, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Now we have 5 loops, but now we have to yarn over and pull through 2 of them. You have 4 loops on your hook now. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through all 4, and then you're going to yarn over and you're going to chain 1. You're also going to do a second chain. I want 2 chains in this circle. We are going to do a total of 5 bobble stitches. So that's 1 bobble stitch. We need to do 4 more. So you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into your circle, grab that working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You are going to pull up some slack. Do not make these tight. Yarn over, go into your circle, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. You always want 4 loops on your hook, and you will do that 3 times. So it looks like you have 3 little stitches. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through all 4 of those loops, and chain 2. I want some room in between each of these chain 2 spaces. I'm going to do that for you, and I'm not going to say anything, so you just get to watch. And there we go. So we have a total of 3 bobble stitches. I'm going to do 2 more, and then I will be back shortly and I'll show you what to do next. Alrighty, I'm back, and I made those last 2. You should have 5 bobble stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and a chain 2. So now what you're going to do is, you see that little stitch right there? You're going to slip stitch right into it. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And then there we go. Okay, so then for the next row that we're going to do, we're going to turn our work, and you're going to slip stitch into that chain 2 spacing. So go into the chain 2, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop like this, and then pull through that other loop. Perfect. So now we're into the chain 2 spacing. In each of these chain 2 spacings, we are now going to keep going with the bobble stitch. So we want 2 bobble stitches into this chain 2 spacing. So you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the chain 2, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go into your chain 2, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4 of those loops on your hook, yarn over, and chain 1. You're going to pull that bobble stitch to the back, and we're going to do a second bobble stitch. Yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, yarn over, and chain 1. And we're always going to have a chain 1 in between, and then we're going to go right into the next stitch. So you're going to yarn over and start doing your bobble stitch. Just like that. And once you get the flow of your bobble stitch, it becomes very easy to do. just a bunch of yarn overs and doing kind of like a half stitch, and then finishing off those stitches. So each of these chain 2 spacings are going to have 2 bobble stitches and a chain 1 in between, and then also a chain 1 in between those going into your chain 2. I am going to finish the next 3 chain 2 spaces, and I will be back in just a few moments. Alrighty, I'm on my last bobble stitch, and I just need to pull through all 4 and chain 1 and go over to the bobble stitch that we made from the beginning of the round. Find that very first stitch and slip stitch, yarn over and pull through and pull through. And that finishes off round number 2. Now we are done with our bobble stitches, and at this point we're now going to make the points of the star. And we're going to have 5 points. So each of these sections, these 2 sections of bobble stitches with the chain 1, is going to be 1 point, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we are going to turn our work again, and we're going to slip stitch into that chain 1 spacing. So yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, so now we're in that chain 1 spacing, and we're going to use this chain 1 space, this chain 1 space, and all of these stitches up here in order to get the point of the star that we are looking for. So here we go. This is how the pattern will start. You go into your chain 1 spacing and you're going to make a single crochet. Grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Into this big nice stitch right here, we're going to put 3 stitches in there. And the 3 stitches we want is a half double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 stitches. Back into that same stitch, we want 2 double crochets. So you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 1 more double crochet into that stitch. Now into the chain 1 space right there in between the 2 bobble stitches, we are now going to put 2 treble stitches. So we're going to yarn over twice, just like this, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. We want 1 more into that chain 1 spacing. There we go. Now as you can see, it is starting to go up a slope. Now we want to go down a slope. So in order to go down the slope, we're going to put 2 double crochets into this chain, into this stitch right here. So we want 2 double crochets, which is the bobble stitch right here. That's a bobble stitch. So we want 2 double crochets all into that stitch, and then we want a half double crochet all into that same stitch as well too. And then now we're back onto the chain 1 space in between the 2 bobbles, and we're going to put a single crochet right into that stitch. And that is one of our star points. Boop. And then we're going to repeat that on this side. So now that we already have our single crochet, again you're going to go into your bobble stitch for a half double crochet, 2 double crochets, and then into the chain 1 spacing right there we want 2 trebles. So don't forget, you're going to yarn over twice, and then you're going to pull through every single stitch. Before going in, you're going to yarn over twice before going into that chain 1 spacing. And then of course that bobble stitch, if you turn it, you can see it as a stitch right there. That is where we're going to put 2 double crochets. Okay, and 1 half double crochet. all into that stitch, and then a single crochet into the chain 1. And there we go. We just made 2 of the star points. I'm going to make the next 3 star points, and I will be back shortly and show you what needs to be done next. Take your time and go slowly. Alrighty, so I made it all the way back around, and I made the other 3 points, 1, 2, and 3. When you make it back around to where the single crochet is, you're just gonna find that stitch, and you're just gonna, it's this one actually, right here, and you're gonna slip stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then you're just gonna cut your yarn, and then you're gonna yarn over and pull through and tighten, and there you go. And I wanted to kind of make the Mario star. Those little bouncy ones from Mario Galaxy, I wanted to make something that looked like that. And I did. So at this point, you can either finish off and just have your star as this and use it as an applique, or you can keep going with me and we'll make the diamond shape that goes around the star. So if you want to put this into a blanket, this will be one of the ways. Now I did 3 rows of this. You can do 2 rows. So the first row will be this initial one right here, so I can start the pattern, so that way I can make the actual granny pattern around it. Okay, so for that one, you're gonna need your green yarn, which I have right here. Okay. Okay, so in order to start the next portion of our star, what I ended up doing was finding the 2 treble crochets right here and just picking one of them and putting my hook right in there and connecting my green yarn. You can connect it in any space that you would like. I want it at the top of my star. Okay, so to make the first row that goes around the star, the initial one, and then we make the granny square or the diamond granny, you're going to put your hook into that stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over and chain 1, go back into that stitch for a single crochet. And this is how the pattern is going to go. We're going to do 2 single crochets, so 1 there and then 1 here into the next stitch, and into the next 2 stitches I did 2 half double crochets. I'm trying to make sure I did that, because 1, 2, and 3, because I want the double crochets to go into the single crochet and the 2 half double crochets right here. So yeah, I was right. So we want to now do 2 half double crochets into the next 2 stitches. Okay, so 1 and 2, and then I want 3 double crochets, and the 3 double crochets are one is gonna go on one side of the single crochet, and then one is gonna go into the actual single crochet, and then one is gonna go on the other side of the single crochet, just like that. And then we're gonna do 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, and now you're gonna do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and you're gonna repeat that again. So it'll be 2 half double crochets, so 1 and 2, and then 3 double crochets, so 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to do 2 half double crochets, 1, and 2, and then 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, just like that, all the way around the star. So I'm going to repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back here in just a few moments. Alrighty, so I made it all the way around, and hopefully you left off with 2 half double crochets. There we go. Just like I did, I left off with 2 half double crochets left, and then I'm going to slip stitch into that very first single crochet from the beginning of the round. And I'm not going to cut off my yarn, because now this is where we're going to do the granny stitch that goes around, but this one's going to be the diamond one. And since we left off on the top of our star, so this is the top portion, and then of course its little feet and leggies and everything, this is where I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, and into that very first stitch we're going to put double crochets. Give me 1 second. I'll pull out more yarn. There we go. And we're going to put 2 double crochets all into that stitch, and then we're going to do a chain 1, and then 2 more double crochets all back into that same stitch. Okay, just like that. And so initially you're gonna have 4 points on this whole entire thing. So the 4 points are gonna go, the first point is gonna go up here, the second point is gonna be on this arm, the third point is going to be in between the 2 legs, so right here, and then the fourth point is going to be on the arm on this side. Okay, so that is how all these points are going to go. And so you're either going to skip 2 stitches or you're going to skip 1 stitch, depending on where you need to put your points, which is these ones right here. Okay, so what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to skip two stitches, and into the third we're just going to put 2 double crochets. I am not doing the 3 double crochets. I don't know, I just wanted to try something different. So now I'm going to skip. Let's make sure. So we're going to skip all of these, we're going to crochet into all these stitches until we get to this point right here. So we're initially making this side of the granny square. So now we're going to skip, and into the third stitch right there we're going to put 2 double crochets. If you would like to, you can put the 3 double crochets, it's your choice. So now I'm going to skip 2 stitches, and I'm going to see exactly where, so this is my point of my star right here, and I do want a point right here. So actually, instead of skipping 2 stitches, I'm going to skip 1, and into the next stitch, I'm going to skip this one, into the next one I'm just going to put 2 double crochets, and then I'm going to skip 1, and into this one is the one I'm going to put, and that is where it's going to be on top of, as you can see, the treble stitches. So I want it on top of this one right here. So this is where I'm going to put my 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 double crochets all into that same stitch to make my point. And this will be my second point for my granny diamond, as you can see. Okay, and then we're going to keep going down the line. So if I turn it back where I want it, so the next point is going to be down here, and then my last point will be, whoops, up here. Trying to figure out where. Okay, so all I'm going to do is skip 2 stitches, and into the third put 2 double crochets. We're going to skip 2 stitches, into the third one we're going to put 2 double crochets until we get down to our third point. And we're almost there, and where I want the third point is going to be that third double crochet right there in the middle. That's where I want the point to actually be. And so let's say we're going to skip 2 more stitches, and into the third one right there we're going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Hold on one second. Okay, so then we're gonna, let's take a look. We're gonna skip 2 stitches, and into the third one we're going to put 2 double crochets. And then once we get to our point section, I'm only going to skip 1 stitch, because this is where the 3, oh I see, okay. So we're gonna pull that out. And okay, so we're gonna find the 3 double crochets. They're right there. I want this stitch, so I'm gonna skip 1 and put 2 double crochets into that one, just like this. Okay, and then I'm going to skip 1, and I'm gonna put 2 double crochets, a chain 1 and 2 double crochets all into that stitch, just like that. And so that'll be my third point. So 1, 2, and 3. And I have one more point, which is going to be up here on this stitch. So let's take a look. So if I skip 2 and I put 2 right there, all I have to do is just skip 1 stitch, and I think I'm going to do that. So we're going to skip 2 stitches. Into the third one we're going to put 2 double crochets, and then I'm going to skip 1 stitch, and into the next one, that's where my next point is going to be. 1, 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets. And I'm going to take a look. I'm going to pull this back and take a look and make sure that is what I was looking for. No, that is not what I was looking for. Okay, so we need to pull this out and that chain 1. So we want this one up here. So we have point number 1, point number 2 is right there, and then point number 3 was right there. I thought that was a little too quick. So now what we're going to do is we're going to crochet up the side until we get to this point right here. Sometimes you have to pull out your work in order to see where you are going. Okay, so then I'm going to skip 2 stitches, and into the third we're going to put 2 double crochets. Skip 2 stitches, into the third we're going to put 2 double crochets. We're getting closer to that point section right here. So all I have to do is skip 2 stitches, and into that third stitch I'm going to put 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets all into that stitch, just like this. Okay, and then that is my point, and that is exactly what I wanted, because we're almost to the end. I know this took a little bit longer, but I wanted to kind of show you the process and steps that I take in order to make a diamond or a square around crochet items. So we skip 2 stitches and then put 2 stitches into the third one, and then I just have 1 stitch. Actually, it looks like 2 stitches to skip, so that was perfect. We're going to slip stitch into that very first double crochet, yarn over and pull through and pull through. And that is what the little star should look like. I added another row to accent my little star. So as you can see here, I added another row on top. But this time what I ended up doing was adding 3 double crochets, a chain 1 and 3 double crochets in the corner, so that way it would point out more like a diamond. And so that is something that you can also do with your little star. So I'm actually going to do that third row. And so in the chain 1 corner, you're going to put 3 double crochets, a chain 1 and 3 double crochets all into this corner space right here. Every corner space that you see right here is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do that real quick and I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back and I finished the third row, and all I have to do is slip stitch into the very first stitch from the beginning of the round and then cut my yarn off. And then I will show you the second star. Okay, cut your yarn over, pull through and tighten. And there is our little star. Okay, so I made this into a diamond shape. It was very difficult to try and make it into a square, so diamond I felt was a little easier. So there is the second one, and then this one is the first one. Okay, and you can put those together like this. Make another diamond and keep going, and it'll turn out to be a really beautiful blanket. Alrighty everyone, so if you made it to the end of the video, don't forget to hit that like button so I know that you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe so that way I know you want to see more videos such as this one and others I will do in the future. The next video that will come out is called The Flower Garden. Now I recorded that video right after Christmas, and it was supposed to come out on that Saturday after the New Year. I just didn't have the time to edit that video. I was working so much, and so that video will come out after this one. Alright everyone, until next time, we are all going to be superstars this year. And until next time, bye-bye everyone.